In the lush green fields that surround Powick, a tiny village near Worcester, there is a dustman who lives up a tree. He is Mr. Frank Gunnell, and he has lived very happily up this tree for 28 years. He calls his home Little Dean. Good evening, Mr. Gunnell. Thank you very much for inviting me into your nest, as it
Good
were.
evening.
Tell me, first of all, when did you decide to live in the open air?
When I was 14.
Really? And what made you live up a tree, for goodness sake?
Well, you see, one thing in the flood,
Mm.
when it starts coming high, you see, it gets about 5 foot high, 5.5 inches, like 5 foot 5 inches. And you decided, well, I had my little place down there, and I started come up here, you see, and out the flood's way.
I
That's the
see, that was
reason.
a very good and practical reason.
Yes.
And does the river here, it's the Team, isn't it?
The River Team.
Does it flood very often?
So sometimes 3 times a year.
Really?
Yes.
And aren't you frightened that you're going to get caught short one of these days and get flooded out?
Well, not particular, because there's nothing to scare me, you see. I've been flooded out once, a fortnight.
For a
Had it for a
fortnight?
fortnight.
You're marooned up here?
Yes, marooned up here for a fortnight.
Did you have enough food?
Yes.
And you were...
Straight to the village, when I got to about a month's grub,
Mm.
and comes back, and I had to walk through the flood, you could tell. It was just about that much over the top of the garden.
This platform that we're standing on now, which with a stretch of the imagination we could call your terrace, it's built on the trunk of, the tree,
Yes.
is it?
It's-
How old is this tree, by the way?
Well, I reckon myself he's about 500 years old.
I see. During the 28 years that you've lived up this tree, have you ever spent a night in the house?
No,
You never have.
no.
Finally, don't you ever find it desperately lonely living up here?
Yes.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Gunnell, and I hope you'll spend many, many more very happy years up your tree.